When you trade in meme coins, there are many different strategies you can use, literally hundreds. But there are only a few of them that actually work and that you can repeat and consistently make profits with. Now remember, with meme coin trading, you're not going to make money every single day. It's over the long term, over a week period or over a month period. Can you be profitable? That's the aim. And I'm going to show you a couple of strategies I use. These are especially good if you're on a limited trading budget. And this video is going to be quite technical, so let's get started. And just before we start, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any strategy videos like this, because the meme coin trading world is constantly changing. So sometimes our strategies need to change with it as well. So for this, I'm going to use Deck Screener because it's just the simplest, easiest free software that you can use. And it's very easy for the majority of people to understand. So when you come to deckscreener.com, just click on the logo on the top left. Now we get a whole set of different meme coins here listed, old ones, new ones, ones on different blockchains. And we just want to focus on a particular strategy here, which is Solana meme coins. And this is a buy the dip wave 1 strategy, which I'm about to show you. So click here on filters on the top right. Now on all platforms, click on that, then click on Solana, click save. Now click the gray box here on the right and click on Radium as the DEX to use. Click save again. Now I only want to look at brand new launches, so we're going to put a maximum age here of 2 hours. We're not going to put anything as a minimum. Market cap. Now it's very rare I see any coin do well after dipping all the way back to like 20, 30, 40,000. Very rare. So we're going to set this on the higher side. So we're going to put 65,000. So if it's already dipped below 65,000, I'm not really interested. Next thing, we're just going to add one more filter, which is volume. And again, this is mainly just to take out some of the scam bots and scam launches. So basically on 24-hour volume here, which obviously includes, even if it's a brand new launch, it will include all of the volume. And basically here you can put a minimum of, let's say, $40,000. And we're going to do a few other things as well, but I'll show you why in just a minute. So first of all, just click on apply there. Now here what you want to do is then click on has profile. So that means it already has logo, name, everything, and this has all been updated on Deck Screener ideally as well. So you can see the list there is not very long. But now you're seeing stuff that's just launched, but is already at 800 or 900 million market cap. Obviously, those of you who've been trading for a while will know these as a scam. Just by the market cap alone, nothing reaches that market cap so quickly. Secondly, you'll know it's a scam because of the chart. Nothing rises straight up to 600 within a second and then slowly trends up like that with no organic dips and buys. But again, an easier way to do that, just to save time, is when you click on filter, just put a maximum market cap. Like nothing should be over, let's say 50 million, even if that. But let's just put 50 for now. Click apply. So you see now a very short list. Now, most of these we're going to want to look at. So click on new profile again, and you'll see it's literally just 5, 8, exactly 10. Perfect. So it's 10 coins that we're looking at. And like I said, it's going to get a little bit technical. We're going to have a look at the price charts and we're going to look at why we buy and sell in certain positions. For this video, ignore the 5 minute, 1 hour, 6 hour, 25. That doesn't matter at all. It's the charts that we're focusing on because these are brand new launches. If they're brand new launches, the 6 hour change obviously doesn't matter at all anyway because they're only maximum 2 hours. Okay, so now we're going to open these. We'll open the top 3 first. So first thing you want to do when you open these coins is, because we have time to place our trades, is to check, is it a scam or not? And this one obviously is, for many reasons, but to show you a couple of them very quickly. So first of all, nothing goes up just in a straight line like that, beginning all the way up to 16 million. It's going to go like this. Anyway, that's just from the chart. Next thing, if you scroll down here on the right hand side and you actually have a look at the contract address, you'll see it doesn't end in pump. So it's not a pump fun coin. Mostly we want to trade pump fun coins anyway. But even then, by the way, ignore this, like where it says audit and stuff like that. This is nearly always wrong. So just ignore all of this stuff. The other thing you can see here is this is the liquidity is not being burnt here. So that's an issue as well. Now, compared to when I first started trading meme coins, there's so many tools and bots and web apps you can use now to help you. For example, this one's called Soul Scanner. And you can find it here at soul_scanner_bot. And with this one, all you do is completely free to use. It's a Telegram bot. You just copy and paste the contract address. And when I did it for this one, Bat Pepe, I can see immediately there's a high holder and 0% are burnt. These are the 2 red flag signs. So this is one that you would never ever go near. But again, if you're brand new, you won't know this stuff. So make sure you're using these tools to check. So many problems with this. So obviously this is a scam, so we won't trade this one. Next, we've got another one here. This is called Honey Soul. And remember, we haven't even looked at any socials yet. Let me just refresh the page just to see if they've paid for Deck Screener on the right hand side, which I can't see yet. And also let me have a look here at the contract address. You can see this one is a pump.fun coin. So that's good. So it's a legit coin. I don't need to look at whether it's been burnt and stuff like that, but you can already see the liquidity and the green sign there anyway for reassurance. Now is this one, is the DEX paid? It's very easy to check on this website. This is called checkdex.xyz, and you just need to copy and paste the address here. So again, if we go back on the coin, scroll down and just copy and paste contract address. So you could do that from here and click copy, paste it into here, check DEX screener paid. And this particular one has been paid. It's just not being updated, which is sometimes an opportunity, by the way, before we pump, before it's obvious that it's showing. Now, let's get technical. Now, this particular one, I don't need to spend ages going through all of the socials and stuff like that. I can just tell just by looking at it. It says justice for honey. So it's playing on that kind of peanut narrative and stuff like that. So that's perfectly fine. But if we want to, we can search it on Twitter. You can see some random comments. Apparently, loads of whales are buying and stuff like that. Obviously, ignore all of that. But you get a bit more information about the actual coin itself, which is fine. So yeah, reasonable enough. Now, let's have a look at the chart. So we're on a 1 minute chart here. And when you have a look at this, you can see that from 100,000, which is where it reached the radium liquidity pool, it's about 100,000. It went straight up to 500 and then pulled back to 200. So it's very, very strong out of the blocks. In fact, on a 1 second chart, you'll be able to see even better. So let me zoom in and show you that. You can see there around the 500,000 mark, it kind of oscillated around that. Some dips there, and then it moved actually very, very quickly. It moved very quickly up all the way to around the 1 million mark psychological level, as a lot of you will know. And then we had a pullback almost exactly to 500,000. So far, so good. And from 500, we ran again all the way up to just over 2 million, the next level. Had a pullback to 1.3 and then up to 2.7. So kind of in between trading there. So let's zoom back out to a 1 minute. And all in all, that's where we saw the top around 3 million, which nowadays on pump.fun coins tends to be quite a common kind of take profit target. And we had a pullback all the way up to 1.5 round level. It didn't hold. We had a push up again, and now we're selling off. So all we need to work out as a trader is, where is our next opportunity here to buy? Let's say this coin recovers and pushes up again, because the volume is very good. You can see 11 million in volume, so no issues there. So the next logical level where we might see a pullback, the next round levels anyway, we know 1 million is a level, and we know underneath there 500,000 is a level. So these are the round number levels that we know about. The other thing we want to consider is price range levels. Most pullbacks when it comes to meme coins, they happen at important fib levels. So let me just show you on a fresh area here. So basically it's the 382, 0.5 and 618. They're the most common ones for a sharp pullback. If you're getting a very, very deep pullback, you can get 786. But generally what you want to think about is around 50 to 60% is a pullback. So this kind of range here. And how we can use that is we can go back onto the chart here, click here on where it says price range. Take the price range from the top. I wouldn't count that wick, so I'd count the top at around 3 million and pull down. And I can see that the 60% level comes in at around nearly 1 million, just above. And the 50% comes at around 1.45, 1.5, which actually we've gone through now. So when we've gone through a level, you can ignore that level for now, because obviously that wasn't a level that we bounced at, we pushed through. So the next one I'm looking at is the 60618 level, which is nearly exactly 1 million. So if I'm trading this, which I will be doing actually, I'll be looking at a 1 million level. So how do you trade this? Now, when we get down here to the 1 million area, it's not going to be perfect. You're never going to perfectly get a trade. I really don't want it to go to 1.05, bounce and go to 2 million. And I have a buy order set at 1.01, if that makes sense. So I'm going to open up some trading software. So for this example, we use Photon, and I funded a fresh wallet. It's got about 9.7 SOL. So combined with another wallet I have, it's showing as 10 SOL in the top right at the moment. So let's just call it 10. I've searched for the token here in the top bar, and this is the token, and it's called Honey. And we can get onto a smaller time frame here. We can get onto 15-second charts, which is very, very useful. So you can see it's actually getting a nice bounce here around 1.3. But again, I'm going to wait and be patient. Another way I can trade this is, let's say this is a bounce, because we never know, nothing's 100% perfect with this. What we look for is a push up, break of previous structure, break of the previous high, pull back at a higher low, and then we go. Now, if we get that set up, then I'm interested as well. So I'll just literally watch it manually, and I'll do a manual trade, meaning I'll literally watch the chart and then decide, okay, I want to buy here. And with this type of trade, for me, for my risk tolerance, I'll probably put a couple of SOL on this, anywhere from 2 to 5 SOL. But if you're brand new, you'll be looking at a lot less, 0.1 to 0.5 SOL maximum. All depends obviously on your experience and your trading budget and portfolio and your know-how when it comes to this in terms of strategies you've tried before. So we talked about pullback, we talked about percentage, we talked about psychological levels. The other thing is when you look left and right, there are support and resistance levels. And if we draw a horizontal line here, we can see where previous highs were. So our previous all-time high here, for example, was at 1.2. So we need to note that as well when we're considering a buy trade. So it's possible price could bounce there. And the other significant ones are obviously higher up, like 2.2, and we've got 2.8 million. So if we ever did push up, those might be bounce levels as well. So this is something called confluence. Confluence is when you get loads and loads of different things giving you the same potential area where you could get a bounce. So I've seen loads of different things here. So that's why I'm definitely looking at the 1.1, maybe even 1.1 to the 1.2 level now. So we just have to be patient and wait for that. Like I said, unless we get very strong price action here and a deep pullback, because then we can enter the trade from there too. So that's why I'm keeping an eye on. So we'll come back to this coin. We'll see how it develops. But in the meantime, let's put a buy order anyway. So let's click on buy the dip. This is an automatic order. And with this particular one, I want to set up a 2 Solana buy order. And I can actually type in here the market cap I want to buy at. So to make sure it triggers, we're going to go with 1.2 or so. So 1.21, something like that. So if the market cap drops from here where it is right now by 25%, it will trigger the trade, which I'm happy with. Expire in 24 hours, let's put a little bit less, 6 hours. Because after 6 hours, you know, if the price is messing about here and it's dying off, I'm not interested. To be honest, I'll put even lower. I'll put like 2 or 3 hours so I can monitor it, because then after that, I'm not going to care. And I'd rather it removes this automatic order. Advanced settings, click on here, and we're going to set higher slippage. So we're going to get something like 5 or 6%. And we're going to keep the MEV protection. We're going to keep it at fast because I really do want to make sure my trade goes through. Problem with secure is it's better in terms of not getting front run, but sometimes your trade doesn't always go through. So we'll keep this, actually we'll put this at 5 and we'll keep this as create order here. And you can see if I remove the drawings here, that's the buy the dip level. So I've got that right there. So I've got the dip level board. Now, like I said, if it pulls all the way down, we're ready to buy. And if we buy and we jump in and we're in the position, remember I said this is a range. So if it's going to dip, it could be anywhere between here and probably 950K. So this is a region. Not going to get this stuff perfect. So if it does come back in here, I don't mind holding a bit of a loss and seeing if it reverses. And I can always put a stop loss a little bit further down. Let's see if it makes it through here, because this is an important resistance level now, a level that was previous support here. So it's going to be hard to push through. But if it does push through this and then we get support on that level, then it's a lot more bullish. So let's see if it gets through. This is the technical side to meme coin trading. And obviously it takes a while to learn as well, but with practice, with looking through enough charts, obviously watching a lot of my videos as well, because I do get quite technical in the meme coin trading videos, you'll be able to learn more and more. There's nothing like knowledge when it comes to helping you with your trading. I'm gonna go back on here for a second and have a look at some others, because we had a look at this one. We can sort here by volume as well, by the way. And that is the highest volume one off the last couple of hours. So a lot of volume going in there, a lot of interest, which is why I'm watching it very, very closely. And like I said, even if we push through here and I didn't time it perfectly in terms of the dip, I'm still interested. I'm still interested. And if it does run, wherever it runs from, where do we take profits? A very, very common area where we take profits is, first of all, again, draw off the psychological levels. I've been talking about this for a very long time in this channel. Many, many months, even going on over a year now. So we've got 2.5. 5, and then obviously 10 million, but also previous highs. So around the 2.7, 2.8 million mark in just under 3. So around this region here, very important to consider profits, because there's a very good likelihood that there'll be some selling back here, because this was exactly where resistance is. This is where everybody's watching. These levels come from natural law and mass psychology, basically. Because every other human being who's trading this, maybe there is, not maybe, but there are a lot of AI agents trading coins nowadays as well. But they'll all be looking at these levels as automated levels to buy and sell. So keep an eye on those too. So as we go down, see there's a big drop now in volume. And then we've got a couple here that we can have a look at. One at 800K market cap, one at 388. Let's have a look at those. Again, open a new tab. First thing we want to look at is there any kind of scam? That's the first thing. And are there any socials that we can look at? So we can have a look at that too. So this one ran up, with very few pullbacks, very quickly as well, all the way up to 800,000. So I'm unsure. So if I go down here on the right hand side, I can see it's a pump.fun coin. So that's very good. So that greatly reduces the potential for scams. But also we need to have a look at the holders. And we can analyze that on any tool, like for example, Photon. By the way, whilst I'm about to do that, notice that this hopefully should trigger very soon because we're seeing a straight sell-off here. We had what looked like a corrective 3 move up into resistance here, and we've sold off, which is fine. Still getting bounces, volumes looking consistent here, mostly selling volume. So it looks like it will trigger. Like I said, even after it triggers, this could just dump all the way back down to 600,000-700,000. You don't know. This is the risks you take with meme coin trading. I'm looking at a risk of hopefully only 20% or so. And if my 2 sol doesn't work out, I'll have lost 0.3, 0.4 sol. However, if it works out, I might be able to turn that into the 2 sol into 4 sol or more. That's literally what I'm doing here. Risk reward. The other thing I can do is if I'm seeing a strong bounce, so if I drop down to even a 1 second chart here, I'm seeing a lot more volume come in. So you're seeing a lot of bounce there around 1.2, but I don't think it triggered. I can actually just buy as well. So I'm just going to consider blind buying as well because I think I've just missed it there, which is annoying. So let's do 1 sol. And then if it dips down, that's fine. We can always buy more. So I basically bought 1 sol here because you see here, my dip was at 1.2, but I think the exact dip price, we'll see it better on Dex Screener. The exact low here came in at 1.24, so a little bit higher. But like I said, I don't know if that is the dip either. It could dip lower to where my targets were. I don't know. I just don't want to miss this one because like I said, the volume's decent. It's at a very good healthy pullback and is bouncing on where the previous high was. So I'm interested for sure. So I bought in a bit higher, as you've seen. It was about 1.37, 1.4, around there that I bought in. So let's see how it goes. If it starts to run, then we'll talk about some take profits and stuff. If it's struggling, we'll talk more about where I might want to take a loss if it's not working out. Either way is fine. So we're on this next one that was called Nate Bag. A few things I can check here on Photon. So if I zoom out, let's say to a 30-second to look at the overall chart. If I click on other trades here, I can include dev trades, sniper trades, insider trades. So they're all on here. So I can see dev bought and then dev sold pretty much straight away. So it's basically what you might call a CTO. And the chart's looking actually quite strong. So let's click on Twitter. This one is from a proper account. Like I don't know who this account is or what it is. And this person is talking about how an AI coin from a month ago went to 600,000 market cap. So they were considering how to CTO this or something like that. So I don't know if it's a new one that's been created. It's strange, but something definitely going on here. So obviously it needs a lot more research, but clearly you don't have to do that much. There's something going on here. There's a lot of engagement. It's a larger account with 36,000 posts. So it's not some like random fresh Twitter account. So yeah, we're live here. Definitely something to look at. And the thing is, when you get these organic ones, these decent ones that are running, and they're getting very few pullbacks here, it's very, very bullish too. They're still going to get pullbacks. We've seen we've almost fallen into the range. And we're getting the volume increasing all of the time. So we're in a range here. So what I like to do with these ones is either wait for it to hit some important level like 1 million, which it hasn't done right now, and wait for a more significant pullback because it might be too early, or buy at the low of the range. So this is a completely different strategy. It's another strategy I teach. And this is range trading strategy, where the safest place is that's now all the support, that's now all resistance. You'd prefer to buy here. You don't necessarily have to sell at the high, but you might want to take a little bit profit because the range is quite large. So it's everywhere from 400 to nearly 900. So it's a 2x range basically. So we're going to wait for this one and keep an eye on it. Let's see what's going on with the other coin. So with this particular one, let's zoom out a little bit. We don't need a 1 second chart anymore. And let's remove some of these drawings. So we're in a 15-second chart here. And we can see it's gone up. My dip didn't trigger. The dip I didn't trigger. So what I would do is probably cancel that actually, because I don't want to mess with that now if I see a move up from here and really struggle. Because my strategy was to buy the dip and the dip just happened to occur a little bit higher. And I think there was also one more we opened here, Shiba San. So we'll have a quick look at that one too. That ran to what looks like 500 and it's pulling back from there. Have a quick look. Yeah, it's a pump.fun token, the tobacco seller dog. Again, we're going to open that in Photon as well, just to see is there any insider trading, any other concerns. Have a quick look at holders as well. So you can see this one we were in before, average price just under 1.4. This one's doing fine. And it ran, but we're not going to be interested in taking any profits at like 1.8 or well below 2. There's just no point. The whole point of this is to see whether it actually does a little bit more running. And here, from the low, I can see slightly higher low, slightly higher low. So it's still maintaining some sort of structure. So I'm still open-minded. But if it breaks back below this area to 1.3, 1.2, I'll probably sell out. Now it is possible it can go double bottom and then go back up as well. But like I said, the coin's too new. When anything's too new like this, I wouldn't be interested. The only thing I do like about this, like I said, is the volume. Overall volume has been very good. So this one now, which was called Honey, again, it's attacking this area. So it's looking decent enough. Ideally, we want movements like this. If it did start to get going, we want to see a few green candles in a row. This is called an impulsive move. Whereas when you see it kind of going sideways like this is called a corrective move, like that. So we just have to be a bit careful about that. At the moment, it's mostly sideways. And we want to keep trying to break these and make higher highs as well. Not only higher lows, higher highs as well. We don't want to kind of lose that structure. Again, it's getting a bit technical, but these are the things that I'll be looking at. Let's talk about take profits now. So we discussed it a little bit earlier, but these are the levels I'm looking at. So you can see one clear, there's a high there, and there's an important level of 2.5 there. So ideally, I want to take one lower. So if we get there, what I would do is I would do an auto sell. So click on auto sell, take profit, and then here, what we would want to do is around the 2.3. So we'll put 2.320. So if the price rises another 40% from here, so from my position, it's more like 70-80%, say, we'll take a little bit of profits. So we'll take 40% as an example. And this expires, we can leave that as 24 hours because it might take time to get there. And again, we want slippage a little bit higher, so 5 or 6%. On the sell side, it doesn't matter as much, the MEV protection stuff. Create order. So we've got that there too. So we've got our average price. That's the take profit. Now, if I'm moving away from the screen and I'm worried about the position, I can put an automatic auto sell as well. So put auto sell here, market cap is, and this, I don't want to see it really messing about around the 1.3 area anymore. So put that there. So basically, sorry, I have to click on stop loss there. And then 131. So basically, if it drops 27-28% from where it is right now, I'm not interested anymore. Sell the whole 100%. And it can expire in 24 hours, that's fine. Same slippage, etc. Create order. So now what I've done here, again, remove the drawings. You can see I'm here between the range. If it hits this kind of orange-brown line, golden line, I'm out. I'm not interested, and I'll take a small loss. Loss will be hardly anything. Probably be about 0.1 sold, something like that. But if I take profits here, I should be up a little bit because right now my position, if you click on sell now, 100%, my position is up 0.23 of a soul, because remember we bought for 1 soul, so we'll see how it goes. Ideally I wanted 2 soul, but we never got that automatic buy, which is okay. Looking at this one, we've got the buy the dip order ready. Again, it's looking weak-ish. The volume's dropping a bit as well, so there is a good chance it will drop back. Now, another level it can drop back if it's very deep is all the way to 100. And remember, with all of these drop back levels, that could have been the forever top. We don't know. We don't know for 100% sure. But the good thing is with this dip buying strategy, even if that is the top, the highest it will ever be, you will get a level here, either 200 or 100, where it'll do a little run. Might do a 2x or more and then fail. So I can still actually, even at worst break even, but sometimes actually make a really tidy profit there, even if it struggles and it's going to fail anyway. To be honest, some of my best coins aren't the ones that ran to hundreds of millions. It was trading these new ones that failed eventually, but gave me a good 5x, 10x, or even more in these initial stages. So that's why I do like this area of trading. Anywhere from kind of 500,000 market cap to 1 million is really, really fruitful in terms of ROI. And then 1 to 5 million upwards for some better quality coins. This was the other one I was looking about here. It's called Shiba San. And annoyingly, I had to leave the screen, but this was a really good one because I was watching it here coming down and it did bounce under the 200 actually. I would have put an automatic 200 buy probably here too. And it's ran really well. So from there, from 200, we've gotten at least a 3x there. But again, I'm not in this position, but look at the volume below. So sometimes it's easier to watch the volume if you zoom out a bit, but you can see it's actually increasing in volume, which is very bullish. And this is going to go on a good run from here, already has done. Now, I'm still open-minded about this. So if it do get a healthy pullback, I will be interested, but I need to see where the swing high is. So for example, here, this would be a swing low, this would be a swing high. This will be a place where we got the highest high, and then it started to break structure. I don't know where this will be yet. It could be from here. It just depends on what happens with price going forward. So we don't know yet. Now note that this is not going through. It's because my slippage is too low here. So I can change this to 4 or 5. Click on fast. Even while it's trying to go through, because that one looks like it's going to fail. Now click on 40% and then click. So now it has actually sold. and it's still at the 1.6. So we took some profits there, nothing incredible. Took a little bit of profits there. Now let's see if it can bounce. Now let's see if it can bounce around 1.5 and run. But again, if it's coming lower down, because as I say, the chart's not looking great, then I'm out of the position, and I might sell a little bit higher as well, just to again tie in a little bit of profit. Looking back at this list, I'm going to click refresh, because obviously with the time settings we have, there might be some new ones here as well. And then I'm going to click on volume, highest to lowest, and see if there's anything else that has come up. Got this one here as well, and an agent one as well. So we'll have a look at both of this. This just this for James, and this one is a pump.fun coin again. Now this particular one, we just scroll out to a 1 minute chart and see how it's doing. So it had a bounce at 52,000, so it actually got really low in terms of price, but then a strong bounce from there. So let's open it in Photon. Again, you get different trends, and clearly this is a trend right now, these coins, so that's why it seems to be doing well. Now from there, by the way, 500 all the way to 500, I'm not surprised there's profit taken. I mean, that actually a 10x from there. Seems like the coin's done nothing, but these are the kind of crazy gains you can get if you get in very, very early. Obviously, I'm clearly a few minutes late to this one, but never mind. Let's click on 15 seconds, and let's wait and see how the price develops. Let's see if there's any others. There's another one I opened, which was this one, this Agents Autonomous. So this one, looking quite weak here, it dropped to 60,000. And again, remember, we have to do all of the other same checks as well. I'm just quickly trying to do them all at the same time. So pump.fun coin holders, that's liquidity pool. There are some kind of big holders, but nothing too bad for such a low market cap coin. Volume is okay, but then the last 5-10 minutes of volume, not really great. The volume's really died off there. So quick eye on my positions, which I do manually for these newer ones, so I keep an eye on it. Even after it's done a dip buy. So this particular one, looking okay. So this is 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th lower high here. So looking good. So I think we could run, because if you look here as well, we've made some higher highs as well. So that's good so far. So that was a nice bounce. We needed that 1.5 bounce. We've got that. So it's good. But I am 40% out of the position. I did take some profit. So it's only a smaller position now. But let's see if we can get to that profit target there. This is the Agents Anonymous one that we added. So let's go to a 30-second chart, and let's see what's going on with the dev here. So dev bought, and then there was some insider selling here as well, which is always a little bit suspicious. So you have to be careful with that. Bubble maps, like I've said before, doesn't always give you the whole picture, but again, you can just have a quick glance at it just to see the top holders. See some of the holders here as well. Just quick check to see if it looks bundled. This is another bot I've used before, Trench Radar Scanner. So you can just copy and paste it into here. So this particular one, you can see here at the same time slot, there was a lot of wallets that bought up a large amount of the supply. So very likely it's bundled. Another large bundling here, so we wouldn't go near it. And that's the end of that. So this is basically a scam, quote unquote. And this is this one, AA. So we'll see what happens with the price anyway, but that's very likely what's going on with this one. So this one looked like it pretty much was gonna run. There's some profit taken here, and it's, again, a lot of profit taken. Again, another higher low. So let's see what happens. It's kind of in between territory now, so I don't really know, to be honest with you. All I know is the volume still dying off. So I'll show you that a little bit more clearly. You can see that. You see that very, very clearly there. Really, to get a new pump, you need it to get a bit more volume. So basically, I'm going to sell just based on that alone. So I've made a little bit of profits here, nothing special. We'll discuss that later. This one's going sideways, still looking strong. It's very rare I do what you might call top blasting, where sometimes, you know, the coins look so strong that you don't even wait for a dip. You just randomly just ape in and buy. I just don't like to do that anymore. I find even with the better coins, there always are dip opportunities. And to be honest, from a risk reward and trading strategy perspective, it's just not smart to get in the habit of doing. You could very easily just buy the top of the coin, lose 40-50%. And you see, I've started, this with around 10 SOL. If that dropped to 2 or 3 SOL, the amount of work I would have to do to get that 2 SOL back to 10, like literally have to do 5x and stuff, is a lot. So I really don't want to take any big risks where I could lose 70-80% of a position. It just doesn't make sense. The other way you could do it is, again, if you're a sharper trader, I could buy here a smaller dip, like at 500,000, but just watch it like a hawk. And if it's not immediately pushing off, I sell quickly. This one's bounced even lower now at 1.4. Just zoom back out. This one's just gathering momentum. So I will do a little top blast here. So we'll go with 2 SOL. Let's see how it goes. But I'm very quickly going to sell if I don't think this is going to work out. So I'm going to be ready. So bought 2, got my average price there, and I'm keeping a very close eye on this one. I just think it's past support levels like 500 and stuff. So usually around here, apart from just this all-time high, which we're right next to, we've not got any immediate resistance. The next resistance is about 900. So I'm taking a calculated risk where I'm top blasting for sure. I'm basically buying the high, but thinking that is a decent moment to buy the high. And I'm looking at the volume, which with every peak seems to be getting higher, which is a good sign too. So I'm comfortable with my 2 sol, but I need to be very aggressive with selling, especially taking profits or taking small losses if I need to. So we'll zoom out on this one. We'll go to a 15-second, and we might even put an automatic sell in place here. So we're looking at, so I don't like to do 1 million. So basically we're going to go with automatic sell less. So I like to go around 940s. So auto sell, take profit should be 9s, 9433. So another 20% from here, take 50% off. Advanced, let's do 4%. So it's a bit tighter. Yeah, now we've got it showing properly. So that's good. So again, good volume coming in. Let's see if it can tag my take profit, or if we get a lot of selling before that, which can happen too, because again, everybody's doing what I'm doing. They're thinking, I definitely want to take profits. And some people have been in it since 100,000, since 200,000. So it's a great opportunity for them. And because they didn't see any serious selling yet, they didn't have to worry about panic selling either. So I don't think I need to do anything yet. And to be honest, if it sold off from here, I wouldn't take a sell. I would hold my position and see if it could build up again, because it just wouldn't make sense for such small profit taking. It wouldn't make sense. However, 940, 950, yeah, it makes sense. Take a little bit of profit there. So this one's still making unbelievably 4 or 5 higher lows, and it's curving around, which is a little bit more bullish. But again, I'm not really seeing any volume come in. So I'm still going to assume we're just in a range here, kind of like that shape. So we're still in here. Now, again, if we break out, this could get very bullish. But so this one, again, didn't quite make it. There's a lot of profit taken, but I will wait. Zoom out to see what the volume's like. Yeah, I'll definitely wait. No problems there with the volume. So let's see if this automatically triggers live. And you can see here, you can see take profit order has been triggered, and you see it didn't go through the first time. Second time it went through. So we've sold 1.47, and the rest of the position will hold. And to be honest, it was looking so strong. You know, there's an argument whether I should even have bothered to take some profit. But yeah, I think still it's sensible, especially if you're new and you just get into grips with this. You got to look to take profits as you go along. So what position size do we have left here? So we've still got, so if I go on to 100% here, you can see I've still got another 1.4. So sold at 1.4. So we're nearly like 1 sol up. Half of it we've taken obviously in profits. And it was a 2 sol buy-in we had. You can see the average price there. So if this gets to 1.2, that would be a 2x, for example. So now I'm just going to hold and wait. So now, if it pushes through, you see that? That's the full 1 million and just above selling. But again, I'm not particularly worried. Look at the large candle there. It's just so many people taking profits at the same time. So it was always going to happen, and we are going to get a dip for sure. But again, I have a feeling just with the way it's moving, it might be a shallow dip. And with my remaining position, if we do run, now we're in blue sky territory. And now it's literally just levels I've discussed. 2, the 2.5, and if it really ran 5. Now I see very few running to 5, so I'm automatically not thinking it's going to make it there. I'm more thinking where I've seen a lot run recently, the 2.5 to 3 area, is probably going to top there. So because I'm not going to be watching this all the time, this screen, what I can do here is, again, same thing. I can automatically put a sell if we did ever get there. Now, the good thing about this one is I don't have to watch the screen. And if it wants to, because I think this is a slightly better meme, price could do all of this, and I don't care. Because I've taken some profits, I've protected my position now, and I can put a stop loss here, which will protect my profits too, which means there's no way I can take a loss on this trade. Now, let's do the stop loss first. So how I would do it is I'd have a look here and push the chart up and see where, when we had this range here before, look where all the support was at 500. So there's a good chance if we get some massive dip, we'd get support again at 500. Now, sometimes we have quick wicks below and then come back up. So what I would do is I would put the auto sell stop loss a little bit lower, give it a bit of space. So even below 475, I'd put it at about 469, say. So if it drops by 50% from here, I'm out of the position, 100% sold, and we'll leave that for longer, 72. Because if this position drags and I just don't keep an eye on it in the next couple of days, I want to make sure that's there. So because I don't want to take any losses. So we'll put, let's say 4% slippage, fast, create order, that's there. So that's it. I'm completely secured in this position now. Better place to be. Now, automatic sell for take profit. Let's do that too. So I would say I'm going to go with 274. And the reason for that is I think 2.8 and stuff, there's a lot of wick and a lot of pressure selling there as well. So I would rather go for this, sell another 50% of my position, because obviously as I get to there, if it ever gets there, the 50% will be worth obviously a lot more. So I'm happy to take a larger sell. 72 hours, I don't care when it gets there. 4% slippage is fine, fast is fine, create order. So now, if it gets there, you can see it's a good bit higher up, 50% sell there. I'm perfectly fine with that. The way it's consolidating around 1 as well is looking okay. Because if it gets above here, it might drop back to 1, but we're still way above my stop loss. So I'm going to give it a chance. And the good thing is, if it sometimes you see coins all the time, like I've shown you another one before we looked at, it can run to here and then drop all the way back down to 1 million. But because I put a take profit, because I didn't miss this, I know I'm going to take some profits before it comes all the way back down. I don't want to just bag hold, lose all of those profits all the way down, and then get into it. So I'll come back to this. I might have to even pause the video and just show you later how this played out, just for curiosity's sake. I just want to bring you back to this one as well. Remember I showed you this range? It's still messing about in the range. Volumes, it was dropping, but it looks okay. It's sustaining. Let's call it sustaining volume sideways, which is actually not a bad sign. It's not dropping even further. There's still some interest. So it's about what to do here. Now, I'm very careful if I've bought and sold a coin before, especially if I've made a little bit of profit or a small loss on, aping into these again and again. You have to be very careful with that. It's a very common mistake to make, especially if you didn't buy in or you bought in and you sold too early and you see it go up and you FOMO in. So I'm actually, even if this one runs now, I'm actually not going to just randomly buy in at something that's not a support level. So at the moment, I believe I'm only in this trade for now. So we had a little bit of trade on the others, we're only in this trade. And let's see how it goes. Like I said, I can sell all the position now. What is it worth now? It's worth, so to check, you could just click on sell now, click on 100%. You can see this is worth 2 sold now, this position. So it's decent. So far, like if I sold everything right now, would probably be up about 1.5 sold, going on to 2 sold with the other slight profit. So not much, maybe $500, something like that. It's good start. And this is how I would trade this region, because these are the coins that have the volume. So these ones that I showed you that you can quickly filter down, there's not a lot to look through. There's only a few here. Focus on this region, especially if you're newer. It's a safer region. Do your due diligence and checks. By the way, if you want to go through all of this in a lot more depth, I do have my comprehensive meme coin trading program, first link in description, and there I go into a lot more detail, a lot more technical detail especially. And dependent on when you're seeing this video, you might still be able to get the extended sale offer. There might be a voucher code there too. So what I thought might be really good is to recap the trades. This is about 20 or 30 minutes later after the point. And I'll show you something interesting on this one. On Honey, what I actually did in the end. So I bought and I sold my position, if you remember. And if you remember talking about it at the time, I was expecting a bounce from 1.5, which we did. But then we retested the bounce. So I got a bit nervous there and took my position and took a little bit of profits. But obviously in hindsight, that was a bad idea. The problem was the volume was dropping for me and it wasn't coming in. It actually came in a little bit later there, which again is a shame. And also, even after we broke out, look at this, I had a dip buy set up here at 1.8, which again, we just missed. So it's just one of those things. On another day, you know, obviously these trades will work out a lot better, no big deal. But if I stayed in that 1.3-ish position, if you have a look at this going up now, this ran, got to a previous resistance, had a little bit of a sell-off, but nothing major, but then went to psychological resistance, which we know to be 5 million. Perfect profit taken. So if I actually had, I think I only had 1 sold in the end, but if it ran, it would have made 3-ish sold. And if I had 2 sold here, it would have got 5-6 sold. And actually even here, to be honest, is looking really good, because what are we seeing with the volume? Volume is high at the moment. So that's really good. So again, like I said, I don't like dipping back into things, but if the opportunity arises and we get a proper sell-off, I might have a look. And now I'd be having a look probably around the 2.5 mil or just the high here. You see this high here? So around that high, that's how I'd look at it. Again, this is all part of technical analysis, all part of trading. You're not going to trade these perfectly, but I didn't need to be perfect. If I got in anywhere here and sold out the first normal major resistance level at 5, that would have been it. But anyway, hindsight, I'll do another live trading video, and hopefully on that one, we'll get everything will just click. This was the other one, and this was the one, weirdly, that was actually looking a little bit stronger. But what happened here was, if you have a look here above the 1 million level, we got this triple top. Again, the other thing you want to watch out for when you're moving up is we're hitting the same resistance level a few times, and then it becomes a very strong resistance level. We either get a double top, that's 2, or triple top, that's 3. Again, this is all TA. And then when it pulled down, made the lower highs, then I was out of the position. I sold some there, took some profits. Again, not the best trade in the world, made a little bit, I think barely, maybe 0.7, 0.8 sold, something like that. Even though if I'd sold all here, it would have been 1.5. But again, you have to hold. You have to see, once you're in position, you have to hold and give it time. And if it's not working out, you sell out. Now, will this do another dip? And is it possible to buy back in here? Possibly. So here, what I would look at is, have a look at the, on a 1 minute, have a look at the volume here. Where was the previous high? We kind of broke through that 500,000 support level. Because if you remember me saying 500, do you remember I had a original stop below here? I mean, I sold all out higher up, but my stop was below here. But you can see why. Because look exactly where we bounced, 500, 500 again. We bounced there. So it's right to have, because we could have bounced there and keep running. So it's the right place to put a stop. But we failed. So my stop, even if I left the position open, my stop would have just triggered here, and I probably would have been about break even on the trade, which is no big deal. Now, actually, we ran all the way down to 300,000. Now, if you actually remove the drawings here, and we do a price a range here, it's about, I think it would be about 60%, I believe. Even more, 786. So actually, I'm going to buy back in here on the dip. And the video will be too long, so you'll just have to check yourself and see how this went. But I bought back in here, and we'll see. The first area we need to get through is 500. If we get through 500, again, this will be the area on a bounce for profits. But remember, these are all new coins, so the momentum is with them at the beginning. They will do whatever they need to do, and then they will fail, most of them. Some won't fail. Some will carry on and do big things. So that's one possibility. Another possibility is it carries on, gets to somewhere near here, maybe double top, then fails. And the final possibility is just as a lower high and then fails. But even in that final possibility, I could trade the bounce here and make a little bit of profit. With my 2 sold, maybe make 1 sold in profit, 2 sold in profit, and then it can sell off. Let's see how it goes. And this was the other position, the Nate back position, where we got in at the dip. So you don't see the dip by there, but you can see if I hover over, I bought in at, well, it triggered at 189. So literally perfectly bought the low there. So this particular one, I believe, should be up. So if I click on sell here, 100%, we're up to 3 sold, and I think it was a 2 sold buy. So let's see how this one develops. So you can see here at the top, I invested 2 sold, the remaining is 3.2. So we're up just a little bit. So it was a nice dip buy in the end. But anyway, let's see how it goes. And where am I looking for sell targets? Well, very simple. Definitely 500. You can see there. That's where resistance was. Will it even get there? Or is this just a dying coin with lower highs? Not sure. So if we struggle here, I'll probably sell half the position, take half profits here. But again, we don't know if we'll break through. Having a look at volume very quickly. So go into a 1 minute. See, the volume is pretty low. So to sustain this pump going up, you have to get more volume. Otherwise, I'll just take a sell here, bank the one and a bit Solana, and just move on. Guys, I hope this video was helpful. And if you did find it helpful, please comment below. And I'm more than happy to do more kind of live trading like this, where I just go through my whole thought process as well. Thanks for listening.